Married 25 years. Feels like we are nothing more than roommates now. As the title says, about 4 years ago, she decided that she would rather I sleep in the spare room because she needs her sleep and can't tolerate any noise, movement or touch. Why should I sleep in the spare room, you ask? Well, of course, because the master bedroom has the bathroom attached, and that's where her clothes and makeup are. So it's easier if I go to the spare room. As the years go by, so does the intimacy. Resentment builds. This is not what a marriage is supposed to be. We have several talks last summer about lack of intimacy and general avoidance of each other. She says we really need to start working on us. I couldn't agree more. And say, let's start by sharing the marital bed. She says, I don't see that happening. End of discussion. The last 6 months, she's been extremely judgmental of our children. She's constantly criticizing what they wear, what they eat, their friends, you name it. It's a total turnoff for me. I tell her she's being too judgmental. And so do the kids. Her response is, it's my job to make sure you look good, etc. Quote, your job, I say? She doesn't respond. I've pretty much lost interest in her. Now she says, you should go get a checkup. Something's off. It's been a couple months since we've fooled around. Aren't you horny? Quote, me get a checkup? Are you effing kidding me? Now I'm even less interested. What the hell has happened? Has anyone else gone through this Twilight Zone shit? 25 years is quite a commitment and you should be proud of it. It sounds like you could both benefit from some couples counseling. If she's going through menopause, this can cause these sort of behavioral changes. Menopause? That shit sucks. I don't want to speak for her because her reasons might be really different. But I went through a lot of what you've described her doing with my partner a while ago, and it was because I was feeling unappreciated, under intense amounts of pressure, and had kind of lost myself in the expectations of raising and caring for a family. I'm curious, how seriously have you taken her going through menopause? Has she had support, medically and from you, her partner? You might consider the possibility that there are other reasons she wants to sleep along besides her losing interest in you. Sleep is very important, and if she is a light sleeper, it's possible that she just doesn't sleep well unless she's alone. There are many happily married couples with active sex lives who sleep separately because of sleep issues. The fact that she's asking to have more sex with you makes me think this may be the case. It may be that she's not rejecting you. She's just desperate to get good sleep. Regardless of whether or not your wife is going through menopause, this is behavior that I simply would not tolerate, and I would abandon all hope that the marriage is salvageable. The only advice I would give you is to ensure your behavior matches your goals. Therefore, if you want your marriage to continue, do all you can to put the effort in, and get into marriage counseling ASAP. If that is something you are unable to do, or your wife is unwilling to, then I suggest you have the conversation about planning an amicable separation. E.g., you agree how long to stay in a cohabiting, co-parenting dynamic, how to wind down joint public appearances, when you will go through mediation, divorce proceedings, etc., etc. And if your wife is unlikely to respond to this in a reasonable manner, then just have all your ducks in a row and serve her divorce papers when the time is right for you. Hope this helps. It would really upset me if I wanted to work on us, and the first thing my husband says is about the bed, knowing I trouble sleeping, because I also have sensory issues that make it hard to sleep. It implies you just want your needs met without considering her real issues. Maybe she doesn't feel heard because it sounds to me like you are refusing to acknowledge what might actually be a real issue of hers. Instead of focusing on your wants, have you tried focusing on how to assist with her need to sleep? Don't just dismiss and invalidate her feelings of overstimulation while sleeping with someone else. Find workarounds and middle grounds. Have you tried MC to discuss the issues? Give you both a chance to outline where you're at. Does your wife have sleep apnea or other medical sleeping issue? Or was this just a preference thing, sleeping separately? Is your wife the type to keep up with the Joneses? I lasted 28 years. Divorce finalized back in November. We grew apart and all was amicable. Our son is an adult, so no kids to worry about. She has visitation rights to the dog. Cut your losses, man. This marriage has fizzled out. I mean, me and my husband have only been married 3 years and we are very young too. Never slept in the same bed. He's always slept in the lounge and I've slept in my own bed. I can't stand his snoring that it's impossible to sleep in the same room, let alone bed. Still have intimacy, so I don't think the sharing a bed is an issue. Yeah, I'll go against everyone here and tell you to sit down with your wife and talk to her about it. You're a human too, and you also need to express that you don't like getting criticized either, and that your own self-esteem and mental health is getting affected by her behavior. This is serious, not a joke. Get couples therapy, but also individual, but first talk to her and say everything that you want to say off your chest to her, and then let her do the same. This is toxic, honestly, and abusive too. Your children will not want to do anything with her, and then she's gonna be confused why. And the bedroom thing is honestly absurd. I get there are people who sleep in separate rooms, but according to what OP has said, it's SMTH that OP personally doesn't agree with, is uncomfortable with, and the wife basically doesn't want to talk about it 'cause she made the decision already. That's BS. That's controlling, so controlling. Edit. My completely honest opinion is that she is the one who needs to work on herself. Her attitude, and I wouldn't stay with her, but since you wanted advice, I said the above, though I encourage separation. You have lived so much of your life being controlled by her. I just feel angry on your behalf. Nah bro, find someone who understands the importance of intimacy. At this stage, most people are more proud of the length of commitment than of the actual relationship. That's always a warning sign. Counseling may help, but I've personally seen it apply a band-aid for a few years that comes undone when the kids leave. What I'm hearing is you're both sad, alone, angry, and starting to move beyond resentment. You both deserve better than that. Some things come to an end. So don't spend another 10 years trying to rekindle the magic, yet living in misery. Bruh. You are constantly judging and nitpicking her. She's lashing out at others because this is affecting her a lot. You need to see your own role in this. You need relationship counseling. But in the meantime, I'd like to suggest something. Every time you speak to her, try to sneak in one compliment. Doesn't have to be big or grand. Just pick one thing that you like or appreciate. Make that your challenge. And do it consistently. You'll be shocked at how much she changes. Intimacy is not just sex. Do you watch TV together? Do you cuddle on the couch? How often do you hug each other? Do you kiss her when you leave? I did. It eventually ended. Bring up the idea of vow renewal. Whatever she's going through, don't become her punching bag. Just because after 25 years she's used to abusing, neglecting you. Sorry. I have issues.
If you enjoyed this video, Please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.